Hello friends, welcome to this video session. In this video, I am going to show you how to produce callus or how to induce callus from leaf as an explant. If you had seen my previous videos, I would have shown you there how to germinate the seeds. So I will give you the link in the description. There I would have in that video I have explained how do we germinate the seeds in vitro. So one example is we keep the seeds in this media and you can see how beautifully the plants have grown in vitro. They have developed in vitro. So keeping these leaf as an explant, I am going to inoculate them into normal MS media and how to induce callus. So that is all the aim, or I am going to demonstrate in this video. So I request you to plug in your earphones because the lamp is on, the light and the fan is on. My voice might not be as loud as in the other videos. So please do put on your earphones for the clear audio quality. So now I have the in vitro grown plant. So I'm going to take the leaf from this and I'm going to inoculate onto the normal MS media. So here I have autoclaved my MS media and I have kept over here. I'll just show you. So here you can see I have autoclaved my MS media and you can use auxins, cytokinins. So based on your requirements and based on your experiment, you can use various hormones or their hormonal combinations, and I have made slant over here. So this is some 55 ml glass tube, test tube, boiling tubes we call it as. I have prepared cotton plugs, or you can also use caps. So here there is one test tube. This is called as rimless test tube. These rimless test tube comes with a cap, so you don't have to prepare any cotton plugs. You will just buy this rimless tube and the cap, and you can just insert the cap. If such type of test tubes are not there, these are called as rimmed tubes. So you will find a rim over here. You won't find any cap. So we have to make cotton plugs. So we make cotton plugs and we prepare the media. We autoclave the media. So normal MS media I have used. So whichever hormones you want, auxins, cytokinins, or under auxins again there are so many hormones, under cytokinins there are so many hormones, or their combination you can prepare. Check the hormones whether they are autoclavable or they are filter sterilized. So based on that, if they are co-autoclavable like IAA, IBA, all these are co-autoclavable. You can add the hormones along with the media and you can sterilize them, you can autoclave them. There are certain sensitive hormones like gibberellic acid, all those things, they are not co-autoclavable. So what you have to do is you have to filter sterilize them and you have to add this hormones in the media in the lab condition. So they are not autoclavable, they are not co-autoclavable. So check whether they are co-autoclavable or not. So based on that, you prepare the media and autoclave, sterilize the media and prepare slant like this and leave it for 3 to 4 hours. Once it cools down, now you can find it has got solidified, then you can prepare a slant like this. So this is the first thing that you require. Second thing, you require scalpel along with the blade, and you require some forceps you require, and also you need some petri plates. So you have to autoclave all this when you're autoclaving a media. So wrap all the instruments like forceps, scalpel, all those things, you can wrap it with aluminum foil, keep it in the autoclave, and after autoclaving it, keep it in the hot air oven. Similarly, you can take the petri plates also. You can wrap the petri plates in newspaper or aluminum foil, autoclave them and sterilize them and keep it in hot air oven until you use. So these are the main things that you require whenever you're going to do any tissue culture work. Glasswares should be clean, autoclaved, the instruments that we are going to use, the media should be autoclaved and sterilized, and the suitable explant. So one advantage of using this explant is you don't have to do surface sterilization. If you're going to take the explant from the nature, from the greenhouse, from the plant, then you have to undergo series of surface sterilization. That also I have explained you in the seed germination, in vitro seed germination video. I have explained it. So you can refer how do we do surface sterilization, all those things I'm not going to repeat over here in this video. You can refer to that video. Now in the lab, what we are going to do is we are going to use 70% ethanol. We are going to swab the floor. We are going to clean the entire lab, the floor of the lab, and we are going to keep the media, all those things, whatever glasswares, everything inside the lab, and we are going to turn off the UV light and we are going to leave it for 15 minutes to 20 minutes. This is the ideal time. If you are not used the lab for longer duration for 2-3 months, then leave it for 30 minutes, not more than that. So now keep it under UV light. That is also a method of sterilization. Don't keep your explant, don't keep these plants, don't expose them for UV light. So only a media you're going to expose them. Now everything is ready. If you're having a Steripot, glass page sterilizer we call it as, if you're having a Steripot, switch on that Steripot and insert all the instruments over there, all the scalpel, all those things you can insert it. And of course you need a flame. So I have a flame over here, so you can see the flame. So make sure you're having a flame or spirit lamp, whichever is there in a laboratory, you can use that. So I'm just going to demonstrate you quickly. So I'm going to take one leaf from here. I'm going to show it under I'm going to do all this under the flame. quickly close it down. So I have taken one in vitro grown leaf over here. I'm going to cut them now. So you can see over here that single leaf I have cut into different pieces. So this is the ideal piece. It should be small. The explant should be very small. So don't cut it very large pieces. So you can see here the explant. So small. This should be the ideal size of an explant. Now what we're going to do is, so this is the media. Show it into the flame for some time. Remove the cotton plugs. Expose it to flame. If there are any water droplets in the glass wall side, you can decant it. So I'm taking the explant here and I'm going to inoculate it. So I think you can see here, and slightly press it. Don't press very deeply. Place the cotton plug back, expose it to flame again. So this is how we inoculated the leaf. This is the leaf explant. Slightly press it into the media and show it to the flame, and you can keep it back. So this is how we do it. So if you are using the test tube with caps, so if you are using like this is also same procedure. So open the cap. So you can find minute water droplets over here. So that is why I'm exposing it to flame. And I'm decanting this water. And I'm taking another explant over here and I'm going to inoculate it in the same way. So again expose it. Close it tightly. Now in this method, when you are using this test tube with cap, you have to seal them with parafilm. Either take a parafilm or seal it with parafilm, or if you are having a clean wrap, food wrapping tape we call it as. If you are having clean wrap, take the clean wrap and cover it. There should be no exposure. So make sure that when you are doing this method, you cover the cap with clean wrap or parafilm. That's one thing you have to follow when you are using this such type of test tubes. Other than this, in case of emergency, if you're not having any test tubes with either cap or cotton plugs, only in case of emergency I advise you can use aluminium foil like this. So this method is not generally advisable. You have to cover the aluminium foil. Here you can explant also I'm shown over here. Inoculate the explant, cover it tightly, and again here also seal it with clean wrap or parafilm. Or if you're not having anything, just put one rubber band. So take one nice tight rubber band like this and you can put one rubber band. So this is generally not advisable. Only when you're having shortage in cotton plugs and your cap test tubes, use this. So this is not generally advisable. So I'll just do one more and show you quickly. So after placing this explant, just lightly press it, don't press it very deeply. So next what we are going to do is, I will just show you there how do we keep it in the in the growth zone and how does the callus develop. So it takes after 2 to 3 weeks it takes, and I'll show you how the callus develops. So friends, now I had inoculated the leaf as an explant and I showed you how to inoculate, I demonstrated it. Next, what am I going to do and how the callus is going to be developed is what I'm going to show you now. So if you have seen the video, what and all the tissue culture lab consists of, the media room, the growth room, about lab, all those things I have explained. There again, I'll give you the link in the description. So now what we do after inoculating the explant, usually since we are not supposed to talk whenever we are inoculating, since it is for a practical demonstration, I was just talking there. So there are so many things that we have to follow whenever we are sitting in front of a lab. We should make sure that flame is always on, and we should inoculate in the presence of flame. And also we have to wash our hands with soap before sitting in front of the lab. So we have to completely fold the coat shirt into this entire hands should be washed with soap. Then after we have to dry it, then we have to wash, we have to rub it with 70% ethanol, and then we have to sit in front of the lab, and there also we have to swab it with 70% ethanol. In case if ethanol is not there, then as an alternative we can use spirit. So these are some of the basic things that we should follow, and we are not supposed to take our hands out of the lab. Once we are sitting in the lab and once we are inoculating, everything, the entire hand should be inside. We are not supposed to wear watches, we are not supposed to wear any bands, rings, everything. We have to remove it and keep it, and we are not supposed to talk because it is all the sources of contamination. To prevent the contamination, you should follow certain basic principles whenever we are sitting in front of lab. Now I have shown you once over here, I have inoculated it, the leaf explant over here. You can see the ideal size of an explant should be 1 centimeter to 1 centimeter, 0.5 centimeter all the sides, and usually it is believed that from the mid rib the callus will start to develop, so that mid rib should be cut. And also if your plant is very thick, this plant is very soft and very fragile, so not made any scratches. You have to make some injury. If your plant is very thick, if the leaf is very thick, we can make some injury using a scalpel. So if this is my leaf, I will just cut the leaf surface using a scalpel, and then I will inoculate it on the medium. So whenever we make an injury, it triggers the production of callus. So that is one more method also doing. Since my plant is very tender and very soft, I have not done all those things. We have just make a cut. So that cut itself is nothing but an injury. So that from there the hormones action of hormones will start, and callus will be induced. So this one thing. Now what we are going to do is, this is cytokinin. So if you see, there are auxins, there are many auxins like natural auxins like IAA, IBA, or synthetic auxins like 2,4-D, NAA, picloram. So there are so many auxins, and cytokinins if we come, kinetin, zeatin, TDZ, BAP, 2 IP, like this, there are so many hormonal combinations that we can give. So my major aim is to induce and callus. So usually auxins will promote rooting, cytokinins will promote shooting. But in certain cases, in certain plant species, auxins will also give me callus, it will induce callus. Now what I am going to do is, after inoculating the leaf, now you are going to write which hormone is this, which combination is this, and you are going to write today's date, and you are going to keep it in the growth room. So this is my growth room. So this growth room is a room where it is having all the temperature, humidity, light, everything is controlled, it is regulated. That is why such an atmosphere is called as growth room. So here we have air conditioner, and we have temperature, maintain the temperature at 24 degrees Celsius. Usually we maintain to 24 to 26 degrees Celsius, and if you're doing some other plant, it depends from plant to plant. So usually the normal growth room will be temperature will be maintained around 24 degrees Celsius. So that temperature is set over here, and here we have a rack. This rack is fitted with automatic lights. I've shown you all these things in that video. Again, I'll show you. So here you can see this is the rack. This rack is fitted with automatic light. So you don't have to switch off and switch on. Here it is regulated. So 16 hours of light will be there burning. The light will be burning. After 16 hours, automatically it is set. It is not manual. So it is automated. After 16 hours, the light will turn off. And we have humidifier. So to maintain the the moisture of this room we have. So this is an automated one. So here you can see I have placed all my slants over here. After inoculating, I will place my test tube slants over here. So I will just show you how a callus gets inoculated, how callus gets formed from the inoculation. So here now I place it over here. The first week there will be nothing much difference over here. So let me just show you one thing that I did. So you can see in the first week what happens is there will be no much difference. Some plants decolorization will occur, it will become brownish, while in other plants the process of will be starting. So the process of callus induction, first 2-3 weeks you will not find much callus. You will just find few cells like this. Usually it usually requires 3 to 4 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks, depends on the hormone combination and all those things. So the callus induction, the process starts. We all know what is callus. Callus is nothing but a mass of cell. It is a mass of aggregate totipotent cell. It can give rise to shoot, it can give rise to root, it can give rise to any organ. So that is the first process. Whenever you're keeping a leaf on the media, that injury will be there. So all the media, the organ, media is nothing but it has all the macro and micronutrients, hormones. It enters into the plant system. In the plant system, it triggers. So all the cells become totipotent. Regeneration occurs. and slowly the cells divide, and they give rise to mass of cell, and this mass of cell is called as callus. So there are different types of callus: friable callus, soft callus, compact callus, hard callus, green callus, white, brown. So it all depends on the nature of the plant and nature of the hormone. So it is not generalized. So I'll just show you one more callus over here. Such beautiful callus is seen over here. If you can observe, it is a friable golden color callus is seen over here. So this is picloram concentration. So I had given this hormone is picloram, it's an auxin. Such beautiful callus is seen. So, and also again you can see this is a brownish. It is little bit dark brown callus, and it is a hard callus. I hope you can see all this clearly. This is the callus. And here you can see from the leaf is becoming black. From the margins of the leaf, the callus has been starting to grow. So this is almost it has been 1 month, and I have to subculture this after 1 month. So this is how the callus gets developed. So from this stage, from where you have a normal explant to this stage, it gets to form. It requires some 3 to 4 weeks. So organogenesis will occur or embryogenesis will occur, and all this is dependent on that hormone that you give rise to. So this is how we induce a callus from leaf as an explant. You can take root as an explant, you can take shoot, you can take axillary buds, cotyledons, you can take the nodal region, internodal region, you can take any organ, any part of the plant to induce callus. All that matters is my hormonal combination and my nature of the plant. So this is how we will induce an callus from an explant. So I hope you came to know the process, and you would have seen all this practically. So thank you for your patience watching. If you like this video, do give a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.